Okay guys, so today we are getting started on our foil art relief artworks. You're going to need some stuff to start this part of the project: a pencil, glue, scissors, some type of paper that you can tear up and crumple and roll. Paper towels would work, and then a piece of poster board. We want to use poster board because it is a little thicker, and what we are going to be doing is gluing something down to this, and it stays a little bit better and turns our 2D poster board into a 3D-ish artwork. Okay guys, so here are some examples of letters, shapes, and symbols you can use for your artwork. I really don't care how you guys decide or what you decide to use for it, as long as it's pretty simple and made of just lines and shapes. The more complicated you do for this part, the more difficult it becomes when we go and cut and glue and paste things down. So just keep it simple. You can choose something like a letter of your name, first letter, last name, an M for mom, anything you really want. You can use a shape that you like, or you could create a symbol like you see in the bottom row here. I have a heart or a peace sign, an anchor. A symbol is basically a really simple image that communicates a lot to us. So choose whatever one you want, draw it down there as big as you can, and then we're going to finish the rest of the project by gluing and cutting. Alright, so now that you guys have had time to think about what symbols you want to create and make for your artwork, we're going to start by picking our favorite one, drawing it on our poster board, and cutting this up and getting it glued down. So I'm going to move some of the stuff off to the side. The first thing you want to do is your poster board has two sides, a shiny side and a flat matte side. I want you to write your name in the middle of the shiny side. Flip it over. Whatever symbol or letter you have chosen or shape, I want you guys to try to draw it in the middle here large. Okay, so let's say that you guys wanted to make yours into an anchor shape. So I would first start by drawing my anchor. I want to draw it very large, filling up most of my paper here, but also very simple, just lines. Okay. There. So now that I have an anchor shape done, I can take and work with this. You want your symbols and your designs, whatever you're using, your letters, to be very simple and very large for this to work. Okay, so for the second step, we're going to take our piece of paper that you have here, or a paper towel. Mine's kind of big, so I'm going to just kind of cut it in half. You can either fold it first or just cut it. You really just want to use a paper that is kind of soft, like a paper towel, that crumples easy. That will work really well for this project. So now that I've got these cut in half, I'm going to use this. It does have a shiny side. If yours does have a shiny side like this, you don't want to see it. And I'm just going to kind of crumple these up and roll them up. I don't want to squish it super hard because I don't want it to be like skinny like a pencil. I want to have a little bit thicker than a pencil. But I also don't want to just roll it up because then it doesn't have the texture and we can't move it as easy. So I just I am rolling, but I'm squishing as I roll. So I squish and roll as I go. So here's what we need. We are going to cut this out and glue it down to fit this to make our anchor three-dimensional, basically. All right, so for this stage, we are going to need our scissors and our glue as well. I would like you guys to try to lay this down and see how long the line is that you've made. And where it ends, you can cut it off. And then I want you to add a little bit of glue. Just glue down one piece at a time. Okay? So I'm adding glue down here. Alright, and I want to place this down into the glue. And I'm going to hold it down. I'm not going to press super hard. I am going to hold it down for 60 seconds. I want to count to 60 in my head. All right, I sped up the video so it wouldn't take as long, but I'm counting to 60, holding down all the pieces before I add more glue and try to hold down the other ones. When you have a curve like my anchor, you probably want to hold it a little longer than 60 because it might pop up. Just hold it down a little longer and that should help. When you're all finished, this is what you might have, just a letter or a symbol or a shape glued down to our poster board paper. This is only the first part of the project. We're going to do another part next week where we're going to be covering it with aluminum foil and then coloring it in so it kind of looks like some metallic artwork when it's all finished.